Hello everyone, we are going to do an unboxing and review of the Krikzz Everdrive N8 Pro. I received this cartridge today. It took about a month to get from Krikzz. As the other ones, we've had positive results from the other cartridges that we've purchased from this company. No complaints whatsoever. I would say that on some of the cartridges you get a user manual with it, some you don't. You can always just go to their website, click on the download button to download those, but I do think it's just a nice option to have that booklet there as a quick reference in case you ever need anything. So this is the way it arrived. Let's open it up and take a look at it. Okay, so this has a similar case as the Sega Master System cartridge that they sell. Instead of providing a plastic case to store the game in and the game manual, they've got this cardboard box, which it's okay, but I guess from a personal preference, I do like the cartridge box better. I just think for storage purposes, it's going to do a better job than this cardboard box would do. But you know, it is what it is, I guess. But this is, I mean, it's relatively nice. It's got a nice finish on here. Let's take a look and see what the inside's like, if we can get it open. There we go. Okay, so this one came with the user manual. So with the Master System for the Sega that we got, it did not come with the user manual, and I believe one of the other Nintendo ones that we've purchased did not as well. And you know, I think those are little things that, you know, as far as consistency goes, when you're selling a product, you want to remain as consistent as possible, just so that the customer knows what to expect. I don't know if I didn't get those because they normally don't provide them with the cartridges, or if maybe they just forgot to put it in the one that I purchased. But again, I think they should include these in all of them. It's a very quick, helpful guide. If you need anything, you don't have to go online, download it. You've just got the little booklet here in front of you. I would say as a recommendation for Krikzz, very good product, but definitely try to include these in. You know, as well, people will go online, they look at the online reviews just like what we're doing here, and if mine has a manual and the next person that purchases one of these doesn't have it, just doesn't give the best impression. But anyhow, for this one, we've got the manual. It's printed on glossy paper. You can fold it out. Got all the information as far as the folder setup that you need to do, the way that the different files are going to look inside. So this is nice. The cartridge itself is inside of a foam packaging in the box. I would prefer to see this in a plastic cartridge container that you could use for storage. Now, yes, the foam will help. That's all well and dandy, but I personally like the plastic cartridge holders better than the cardboard. But we'll move forward. Let's open this up. So I went with the translucent red for this cartridge, and I did not do that because I necessarily wanted that. When I purchased this, they've been having very sporadic releases on their website for their inventory. You know, one week they may have this in red, and then another in like a classic NES gray. This is what they had available whenever I was looking to purchase one. So this is what I ordered. Do I really care if it's red or gray or whatever? Not really. I don't care. long as it does what it needs to do. Having said that, just like all their other cartridges, the plastic is very well made. It's thick. It's like you would expect out of a original cartridge. You do have your different ports for your SD card, the port to connect to the computer for updates. Everything looks very nice. Again, high quality. The next thing we'll do here is we're going to connect this. We'll put all of our files on the SD, drop it inside, and then we'll connect this to the TV, see what we can come up with, and try to do a review on this. Alright you guys, so what we're looking at is the Krikzz Everdrive N8 Pro. This is the main title menu here. We're going to take a look at it, and we already did the unboxing to see how everything comes in. If you notice on the title menu here, we've got two folders, the ED-N8 and the games. When I first started this up, I received an error message from Krikzz that stated that I needed to download this ED-N8 folder. And I thought that I had already did that. So what I did was I took the SD card back out of the cartridge, put it into the computer to look at it. And what happened was when I extracted the folder from Krikzz, for some reason the folder created a subfolder, and I hadn't paid that close of attention to it. So what I did was, instead of using that main folder, I went in and I extracted the subfolder and put it onto the main page and just got rid of the other one. So you can't have like a subfolder for this main file to work. Again, I don't know why it did that, but I just removed it and there was no issues. It works fine. So that was my fault. I just wanted to let you know in case you would encounter something the same, because when I extracted it originally, it created that subfolder, and maybe that would happen to you. What we're looking at here is we've got two folders, and this is just because this is the way that I set it up. I've just got the ED-N8 and the games. Anything that's highlighted in white, you'll notice at the bottom of the screen. Right now we've got ED-N8. That's the folder that we're actually on. Now it's games. To go into any folder, you're just going to hit the A button. To go out, hit the B button. And then the same thing for the games. So I'm using just the 8BitDo N32.4G wireless controller. It's got the turbo B and A buttons. I really like the quality of the 8BitDo controllers. We can get into that into a different video, but I've purchased a number of wireless controllers, and overall my experience so far has been that the 8BitDo controllers are the best, in my opinion. So let's take a look at the games folder. As you'll see here, we've got all of our different games in here, and one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and organize these alphabetically. I thought that I already did that on here, but I guess not. So you'll notice here that there's a number of games, and the screen can only hold so many. So what they do is it just makes pages. At the top, you'll notice page 1 of 49. To go to the different pages, you're just going to use your directional pad, and you'll hit right to go up. So page 2, 3, 4, etc., all the way to however many pages you have, or hit left to go down. Now note that when you get back down to page 1, you cannot hit left to go to page 49 and down. You can only go up from 1 or then back down to page 1, but you can't go from 1 to 49. It wouldn't be that big of a deal even if you had these either, you know, by genre, if you had different folders for genres like fighting, racing, etc., or if you did it alphabetically, you wouldn't have as many to go through. But with the way that I just put these on here, it's kind of a mess to get through. So anyhow, we'll get into the game. Let's just go to 1942 just to see what it looks like. Then you're going to hit just A to get into the game. And you'll notice once you're in this main menu, it'll operate just like the original. You'd hit either select to go to 1 or 2 players, and then start to actually start up the game. Now if you notice that the screen looks a little, you know, the graphics may not be as good, it's because I'm using this old school AV to HDMI cable that I'm not a big fan of. It is what it is, but it's allowing me to capture this right now, and I think it was like $12 or $13. So anyhow, if something looks a little off, it's because of that. It's not because of the cartridge, because I had this hooked directly up to the TV with the audio video cables, and everything looks perfect. But if something looks off, it's because of that converter. So as you see, gameplay and everything works fine, just like it would in the original game, no problems. And if you, I'll pause it for a second. If you want to get back to the main menu, you can simply hit reset, and that's going to take us back to the game menu where we left off. You can hit B, go back, pick whatever other game you might want to play. We'll look at Contra real quick here. Let's see. So the same thing. Let's just hit start. So, you know, this is going to function just like it did originally. No issues. I always liked this game a lot, and that's why I thought I'd show it on here. But I'm sure anyone that was around when this came out has played this a number of times. So it is what it is, but everything works great. We'll get back to the main menu really quick. So who's this for? This is for somebody that wants access to games that they can't afford to purchase, or maybe that they just can't find. There's this isn't a cheap cartridge. I'll put a link to it in the description so that you can check it out, but it works very well. And it's just an option, you know. Some people collect games, and that's great. Some people would, you know, maybe they can't afford to do that. So this is an option for them. Is it the option for you? You decide on that. I wanted to do these videos of the different cartridges that Krikzz sells just so that you could get an idea of the performance of it, the quality of it. I've looked at some reviews, and some people go in and, you know, and they'll plug it in and play it, and I think it's good to understand really what you're getting from a quality standpoint, because across all the different ones that I've purchased, they're all the same. It's all really good quality. The cartridge feels just like an original, very thick, robust made. I haven't had any issues actually getting into the folders or playing anything. Everything works great, just like it would have on the original. It's very simple to load the files onto an SD card and put it in here. So I would highly recommend it if this is the option that you're looking for to play some of these retro games. If this has been a benefit to you, please like the video. If you think someone else could benefit from looking at some of this information, share it with them, and subscribe. We'll be putting some other videos on here of the other cartridges we've bought so that you guys can look at them, and you make the decision of what's best for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.